The neural pathways once flooded with oxytocin begin to collapse into a state of chemical withdrawal that mimics the agony of opioid detoxification. Beneath the surface, the amygdala triggers a relentless alarm signal that keeps the nervous system trapped in a loop of perceived life-threatening peril. Brain scans reveal that the regions processing physical injury ignite with activity as if the emotional severance were a literal blow to the body. Every memory becomes a sensory trap, where the subconscious mind desperately searches for a presence that has been surgically removed from its reality. The prefrontal cortex struggles to maintain logic, while the limbic system screams for the vanished source of its former stability and core identity. Cortisol levels surge to toxic heights, creating a physical heaviness in the chest that doctors recognize as the physiological manifestation of grief. Sleep becomes a battlefield, where the REM cycle is hijacked by vivid projections of a past that the waking mind is working tirelessly to incinerate. Social rejection activates the same primitive survival instincts that once warned our ancestors of the fatal consequences of being cast out alone. The silence left behind acts as a psychological vacuum that pulls every buried insecurity and past trauma into the forefront of the daily consciousness. Time itself begins to warp as the brain enters a state of hypervigilance, waiting for a notification or a ghost of a voice that will never reappear. Neuroplasticity is forced into a violent reconfiguration as the mind attempts to unlearn the habits and future projections built around another soul. A persistent feeling of dissociation can emerge, where the world feels muted and the self feels like a hollow spectator to its own internal wreckage. The heart does not just ache metaphorically, but undergoes a genuine muscular weakening known in medical circles as the broken heart syndrome effect. Dopamine receptors lie dormant and starved, creating a profound sense of anhedonia, where nothing in the external world provides even a spark of joy. Rumination becomes a compulsive prison, where the mind re-examines every interaction looking for the precise moment the structural integrity failed. Even the most mundane objects transform into emotional landmines capable of detonating a sudden surge of adrenaline and uncontrollable sorrow. Identity fragmentation occurs as the concept of we is forcefully stripped away, leaving behind a fractured version of I that feels entirely alien. The nervous system remains in a high alert state of fight or flight, despite there being no physical predator to escape from in the modern landscape. Long-term isolation within the mind can lead to a sensory deprivation of the soul, where the only thing felt is the sharp coldness of the absence. Eventually, the brain begins the slow and grueling process of cellular recalibration to find a new equilibrium in a world that has changed forever.